Welcome to my off-grid adventures. I'm Frank, and I have a puppy named Pumpkin behind me here. You're going to see her, I'm sure, a few times in this video. And we're glad that you're here with us today because we're going to work on our swamp sidewalk, which is just a bunch of old docks that were donated to us to be able to accomplish this, which is just being able to get from the back end of our property to the river without having to go through really deep muck. So this has helped, but when we first laid it down, we hadn't thought through the entire path, and there's actually a better way to take this than what we've done. So we've marked out with some marking tape the path that we want to use now. Thankfully, we can still use about half, maybe a little more than half of the dock pieces that we've laid down here. But we need to redirect that last half to go to the place where we want to end up at the river. And that way we'll be able to do some tubing, and we can start at this end of the river and end over here at this end, which is probably maybe a half mile of river. So what we've got to do the job today is a Stihl chainsaw, a Stihl pruner, a weed whacker, and a LogOX. And I have a few other hand tools if we need them, but I think this might be all we need. So in order to get this ready for us to create our new path, we need to remove some trees of various sizes that have fallen over that spot. And we need to just clean it up a little bit because there's a lot of undergrowth back there. So that's what the weed whacker will be for. I don't expect to do a whole lot of work with the chainsaw, so we'll see if that's needed. I might be able to do most of it with the pruner that we have, the Stihl GTA 26, which has been a great tool. So this is everything we have, including our little helper puppy here, and we're going to get started. I haven't used this LogOX before. It was recommended by Ed from my cluttered garage. He said it's good for saving your back, and I would love to do that. So hopefully it'll help me a little bit with some back issues. Everything I have is electric because I have a hard time. Actually, I have an impossible time pull starting anything. And I just prefer electric. I think it's as powerful as I need it to be and lasts longer than I do. I haven't had any issues using electric tools or battery powered tools, so I don't anticipate we'll have any issues today either. Let's take these tools down to the spot where we're going to deviate from the current sidewalk, and then we will start our work, and we'll follow those marking tapes that my wife laid out, and we'll clear a path for her and for us. Pumpkin is at the end of our swamp sidewalk, and you can see there's 1, 2, 3 full pieces and a half a piece down there. But the path from the end of it to the river is longer and wetter and just not as easy to continue a good trail through as we see over here. I don't know if you can see the orange tape that's there, there, and then it goes all the way back through there, well, even that way there. So what we're going to do is kind of follow those tapes, and that already has been placed where we know we can have the best route possible. We are sacrificing a little bit of our river. Initially, we wanted this to end at the very end of our property, which would be more this way. But then we got to thinking, it's not that much that we're losing to put our entry point over here, or our exit point really. But also we want to kind of make a place there for hanging out. and put some seating and different things there. And I would rather that not be right at the border where the neighbors are, to not disturb them, or just to have a little more privacy for us and our guests. So this is going to work out well. As you can see, there's just some fallen logs like that. Most of it is just small like that. I think we have a couple that are bigger. So I'm not sure how much I'll need the chainsaw or LogOX, but we will definitely need the weed whacker.
No, Parker, that's dangerous. Now stay back. Now we gotta get back.
So far, all that we've done is use the weed whacker, and we've got it at least cleared enough to see what's beneath. That would need a little bit of attention. We do want to take out a section of this log right there. But once we get closer to the river, we end up with a few larger obstacles to remove. Like that there. And then I think there's a couple more. I just misspoke, because as I walked a few more steps, I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more logs right here that we need to remove a section of, and then that will allow us to have an easier path through. I don't intend on taking a very large section, just enough to walk through, so maybe 3 feet or so. So I don't expect to have too much trouble with it. No, get back. It should be all that I need to take out for each of these. About 3 feet. Problem with some of these is that they're very rotten. I don't want to dull my blade. If I could get my four-wheeler back here, I could drag these out, but I don't trust it. It's too wet and narrow. Let's see how the LogOX works for the first time using it. There we go. It does help. I think it's really beautiful back here. That is a great tool. I'm surprised how much that helps. It's really cool. It looks like shoelaces. It's very dense. I wonder what that is. Tell me if you know in the comments. Look out, honey. Move. Trees are unpredictable, even when you throw them. We ran out of batteries in the chainsaw and in my body, but you can see the orange tape around that tree down there, and it's just a little bit further to the river. So I only have a little bit more to cut, quite a bit more to do weed whacking. I have weed whacker battery juice, but again, I'm out. And I'll show you what the path back looks like. And when I have more people, we will move the rest of these old docks with using 4 people for each one. They're very heavy, and we'll angle them the way that we just prepared. Pumpkin and I would like to thank you for joining us today. If you'd like to see more content about living off-grid in Michigan, please subscribe. We'd love to have you join us. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.